Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be learning how to make a Mac OS Sierra bootable flash drive, and from the flash drive a bootable disk image. Both images are going to have Clover integrated in them, so we can boot from our Hackintosh or our KVM/Unraid virtual machine.
Cracky.
Hey guys, I hope you're all fine wherever you are. Well, the first thing we're going to have to do is to download ourselves a copy of Mac OS Sierra, and where we get that from is the Apple App Store. So open up the App Store and in the search bar type in Sierra. And double click on the Sierra. As you can see here, I've already downloaded this file, but all you need to do is click on download. Okay, well, there's one thing to watch out for is when the file has downloaded, you'll see this screen that will come up wanting you to actually install Mac OS Sierra. You don't want to do this, because if you were to do this, then when the installation is finished, then the files will be deleted and we won't have anything for creating our boot media. So close the installer, and if you go over to Disk Utility, you'll also see that the file is actually mounted in Disk Utility. So what you want to do is basically eject this disk, as it can sometimes cause problems if this is mounted. Okay, so put your flash drive into the computer, click onto Disk Utility. As you can see here, I'm using an 8 gig USB stick. I'd recommend using an 8 gig stick, you'll see why later on. Anyway, click onto it and then click Erase, leave the format as it is and choose for the name Sierra with a capital S. And for this next part, you're going to need to download this file from the description. So download that, and then you're going to need to unzip it, open the folder, and then inside the folder you will see this file here. Double click that file, it'll open it into a text file, and then copy all of this, and then you're going to need to open Terminal, and then just paste that text into here. And now you can see it's important that we named the thumb drive Sierra, because if you look inside the text here, that this script is going to look for a volume named Sierra, so that's why we named the drive that. Anyway, so once you've done that, just press enter, pop in your password, and then just let the script run through, and it will create a bootable flash drive for you. It will take a few minutes for this to run through, but that will also depend on the speed of your computer and flash drive. Obviously a USB 3 flash drive will be a lot quicker than a USB 2. Anyway, so just let that run through and it will soon be done. And you should see this screen here. Okay guys, so now that part's complete, you'll see that Install Mac OS Sierra has popped up onto the desktop. That's the install media we've just created from the thumb drive. So the next thing we need to do is to open our Create Sierra Media folder again, and inside the folder, and inside you'll see the EFI mounter. Double click onto that, pop in your password, click OK. If there's more than one EFI partition on the drive, it will ask you to select which disk you want. I know mine is disk 1S1, and I know that because if you open a terminal window and type disk util then space list, it will list all of the drives and partitions on your computer, and this is the thumb drive we just created, the 8 gig one, so we can be sure that disk 1 is the correct disk, and the S1 corresponds to the first partition, which is the EFI. So it's telling us it can see 2 EFI partitions. Obviously the other one is the one from the internal hard drive. You can see partition 1 of disk 0. So this is the one I want to choose because it's the USB drive. Click on OK, click on mount. Now you can see on the desktop there's another drive that's come up, and it's opened this folder here. So I want to click on the EFI that's already here, and we're going to want to move that to trash. We also want to empty the trash just to make sure all of this is definitely permanently deleted. So now we go back to our Create Sierra Install Media folder. Inside here you can see unraid KVM clover files. Double click onto there, and here you'll see an EFI folder. Drag that across into the EFI drive here and wait for that to copy. And now that's copied, you see inside here you'll see there's all the clover files in here. So yes, all the files here are already prepared for it to work with Sierra and KVM or Unraid without any other configurations. These files are different to the ones in my previous videos for installing El Capitan, so please don't use the files from any of my older videos. So yep, we can close this now. If you're not using a virtual machine and you're just using a plain Hackintosh, you're going to have to use the Clover configurator, which is also in here, and configure Clover to be correct for your particular hardware. So now we've got our new EFI folder in the EFI partition. We can eject this partition now. It's going to tell us that there's 2 partitions. We don't want to inject all, just eject the one. And in this file here I have put a file called disk utility. Now this is a different disk utility to the one that ships with El Capitan. Basically I hate the one that ships with El Capitan. Maybe just because I haven't used it so I don't understand it, but if I go to the one in the utilities folder and click disk utility, just the tools that I want, they're not there. I want to create an image from this, and I guess you'll do it somehow up here this way, but I find it very awkward. So okay, so you'll see the disk utility, the older version that's patched to run on newer systems. Double click that, and you can see our flash drive there. So highlight the flash drive, and click on new image. I'm going to save mine straight into this folder, but obviously you could choose the desktop or wherever you like. Just give it a name, doesn't matter what. I'm going to just call mine Sierra Clover, and the image format we want to choose DVD CD master, encryption none, and click on save. And now you'll see that the image is being created, and we should see it pop up in here in a moment. asking for our password, so just need to put that in. And while it's copying, you can see it's reading the EFI partition, so we know it's copying the EFI partition, which is what we need it to do. So this disk image is going to have the Clover bootloader built into it, so we can actually install it. This will take a little bit of time, it doesn't take too long. By the way, don't worry that the file is .cdr, basically we can just rename that to .iso and it makes no difference whatsoever. Okay, so now our disk image is created. We can close the disk utility. And we can see here that we have our Sierra Clover .cdr image. It's 8 gigs in size, the same as our USB stick. That's why I suggest not to really ever use a USB stick bigger than 8 gigs, because if you used a 32 gig stick, then this image would be 32 gigs and it's just quite frankly a waste of hard drive space. Anyway, I'm now going to just rename mine to .iso. So, and now the file is all ready for installation on your server. Well, if you happen to enjoy that video, I'd really appreciate you giving it a like, and if you want to see more videos from me, then why not subscribe to the channel. Anyway guys, whatever you're doing for the rest of the day, I hope it's a good one.